transcribe the interview which you took. That recording is there with you, and you have to transcribe that. So I'll just show how to format that and how you will do that. So you have all that interview which you have saved in your, in this case, you have that 5 minutes or 7 minute interview in your My Document file. Now what to do? So a talk has two components. It has a content and it has a content delivery. So now there are two things. There is something known as the exact verbatim, and there is something known as a clear verbatim. It depends on a research question. Exact verbatim means that you are taking all the apostrophe as no, pause, that non-verbal thing. That is the exact verbatim. And that clean verbatim, when you remove all those pauses in between and gestures, it is a clean verbatim. So it depends on a research question. If your approach depends on member checking, and then exact verbatim is not a good option. So let's see the importance of verbatim. So like if I say, just listen to this audio, and it will, this is just to show that, emphasis on the words, how the meaning changes.
I didn't say he stole the money. I didn't say he stole the money.
So here the speaker is stressing on the word I more than the other words. But what does this mean? So she's trying to say that she is not the person who said that the man stole the money. Somebody else said that. Now here the emphasis is on didn't. Now listen to this.
I didn't say he stole the money.
So here what you will see that
I didn't say he stole the money.
So here the emphasis is on didn't. So the speaker is saying that it is not true that I said he stole the money. You think I said, but I did not say.
I didn't say he stole the money.
So here the emphasis is on say. That means this speaker, she's sounding that she wanted to suggest that the man stole the money, but she did not want to directly say it. Okay, so that's why she's saying, I didn't say. So she's emphasizing on the say. Now the next is,
I didn't say he stole the money.
So that means the speaker,
I didn't say he stole the money.
That means the speaker is suggesting that somebody else stole the money. It is not he who has stole the money. And then now the emphasis is on the stole.
I didn't say he stole the money.
So here the emphasis is on the
I didn't say he stole the money.
Here the speaker is trying to say that maybe he just borrowed, but he didn't steal it, because the emphasis is on stole. And then on the money. So I'm just leaving this there. What I mean to demonstrate that it is the emphasis and the word. So while you are doing this, you need to pay attention towards on these minute details also. So now this is a random guess. So transcribing 1 minute of audio takes how much time? 10 minutes. So please write in the chat box. Five to 10 minutes, depending on the experience. Yes, 15 minutes. Yes, for that is 2 minutes, 1 minute, 5 minutes. Okay. So anyone from AIMS Patna team who has done the transcription? Many transcription. Although now you people are expert, but still. Neha?
Yes, ma'am, we have done. In the RSV
Rajat?
project, Rajat.
Rajat, yes.
Yeah, we had done transcription in the RSV project of DIO.
Yes, so can you tell me in 1 minute audio will take how much time?
1 minute audio, it took me at least to transcribe 5 to 6 minutes, ma'am. To listen carefully, repeated listening, and then.
Okay, so
At least
5 to 6
6
minutes
minutes.
maybe, but if you like, if you are a novice and if you are new to this, it might take you 10 to 15 minutes. And that too again depends on the speed which will, because 1 minute is again, you should ask with what speed. If it is a very rich type of interview, even in 1 minute, it might take you 10 to 15 minutes of transcribing that particular audio. So 1 minute of video recording versus 1 minute of audio recording. Will the time be same for both of these two mode? Yes or no? No. So which will take more time, video or audio? Video. Video will take more time because you have to see the gestures also, and you have to do this thing also. So video will take more time. So now there are certain steps in doing the transcription. In the opening this thing, whenever you start doing the transcription, open a Word file. In the beginning, you have to write the following information on the first page, like name of the respondent, date of the interview, name of the interviewer, note taker, facilitator, site of the interview, transcription and translation. So if it is a like local language, if you are so transcription and translation, it is done. Ideally, it should be done by the same person. But if like there was one team in the RSV who did this interview, this thing in Meghalaya. So they took the help of the local people for the translation, back translation into English. So that's why these two work can be done by two people. And then in the second page, you should write the summary of the interview in 500 words. Now, what to write in the summary of the interview, that I'm showing you the template. So this template will be shared. I think this have been shared with you.
No, ma'am.
No, then it will be shared. You keep updating us because okay, so this is for the field note. Never mind, I'll show this only. So field notes are an important part in the making the transcript and after the interview. This I forgot actually that time. So taking field notes is very important, and you should record the daily record of observation and experience in the field, like what you see, what you hear, your thoughts about what is happening, your own experience of being in the field, and then which you find interesting and noteworthy. Terminology that you found it was very unfamiliar and it was very new to you, or any direct quotes from you, what you overheard that seems relevant and peculiar to you. Then what are the challenges which you faced, how you dealt with those challenges regarding your travel, regarding your language, seeking appointment, difficulty in communicating with the study subjects. Like you were saying that initially you were finding it difficult to communicate and you were asking mostly the direct questions, and then you started with those open-ended questions. Then any pleasant or unpleasant experiences, then solutions or any innovative strategy which you use to overcome these challenges, and what worked for you. So all these things you should write in the methodology also and this will help you in refining your methodology also when you write these field notes on an everyday basis, because in methodology you write everyday, day-to-day happening, and that you capture in the methodology while you have undergone through the process of data collection. So now with this, I think, let me come to this. So I'll show you one template of transcription. So how you should, so just a sec, let me finish this because. So you are doing a transcription and you are stuck up at some point in recording and you wish to revisit that point later. How will you proceed further? So if there is a particular point in a recording that you plan to return, then try to include the timestamp in transcription at that point. so that you can locate the audio file very easily. So I'll show you how to put a timestamp. So this is a template of transcription, and if it is not shared, then it will be shared to you. So this you can see there is a name and of the respondent, name of the interviewer, name of the note taker. This is the same which I have shown in that slide. Then setting of the interview. So what was the site of the interview, whether it was a village, town, district, which district and state. Then what was the interview time. This start time and end time is important. This is important for two purposes. I have seen in many methodology section, people, they do write about the length of the interview, which happened. So they give a range from the lowest to highest, because they don't give recording timing for everyone, but it is usually advisable that you should give a range of the recording, like lowest and highest. So for that, you should have a time, start time and end time of all the recording. Second thing, this is important because many times you hire people for doing the transcription. So in that case also you need to pay them, and that is based on the timing, like per minute or whatever is the rate. So for that also it is needed that you should have a time. And then total time of interview, because many of you might, when you will become senior, then you might do the projects, and in that case you have a budget, so you can involve people with the help of that. So now then, interview recorded or not, and transcription done by and translation done by. So this is the translation and transcription conventions that, you start each of the utterance by the interviewer, you write I, and this R is for the respondent. And this question mark is for the beginning of utterance by unidentified speaker. And this word is interrupted by next utterance. This capital is word spoken more loudly than others. So if some word is coming, appearing very loudly or very, sparkly, then you should write it in the capital. If you are writing like this, dash, 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 this indicates the unclear material omitted by the transcriber. If it is he's putting it in this big bracket, square bracket, indicates the material added by the author. And this dash, dash, dash indicate material omitted by the author. So these are some conventions which are used in the transcription. So now in this, you have to write the overall summary of the interview. Then you have to write the interview notes in detail. So now you can see this is you are putting a timestamp. So you have divided your interview in 0 to 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes and something like that. It is not a very watertight compartment. Like if your sentence is ending at 9 minutes and 45 seconds or 9 minutes only, you can have 5 to 9 minutes. And then you may start at 9 or 9 minutes to 30 seconds. So depending on the section, but generally it should be divided in a 5-minute section, that if you want to revisit to a particular sentence, then these timestamps will help you to locate that particular site very easily. So that's why it is done. The second purpose is for a quality check. Like if you have asked someone else to do the transcription, so if it is divided into timestamp, you can check, you can drag the audio up till that time, because you check the sections of transcription. You cannot check the whole transcription. Like you check in the beginning 2-3 minutes, you check in the between, and then you check at the last. So if you want to do a quality check, then also these timestamps will help you, because you can locate exactly what is the verbatim from where this thing is starting and whether in the actual file. So that's how you can do a quality check. So these are the two important functions of having a timestamp in your this transcription file. So since you people have taken the interview for 5 minutes or maybe 6 minutes, I'm not sure. So you can divide it into like 3 parts. Maybe like 1.5 minutes and so roughly, maybe 1 minute 40 seconds or 2 minutes, depending on the length. So either you can do it in 2 parts or you can do it in 3 parts. So that will help us in doing that checking, and you have to submit it along with the audio so that we can check your quality of the transcript which you have done.
Ma'am, one doubt, ma'am.
Yeah, please.
Ma'am, if you are taking 1 minute or 2 minutes, there'll be different sets of questions within it. No, ma'am, it will not be a single question and answer. It'll be like
That's
three,
what
four
I'm saying.
questions.
That's questions doesn't matter. Questions doesn't matter. Even there can be 3 sections in answer to one question. So we don't go by the questions. You go by this thing. Here you will see that I and R is there, but even if so, you can do one thing. If it is seeming to you that you are interrupting the response in between, then you may go ahead and you may have the whole section in one timestamp, and that timestamp you can increase that timestamp. You can have that, maybe if that question is ending at 7 minutes, so you can have a 0 to 7 minutes. I'm telling you just for the convenience sake. In this case, in your case, if you have asked one question and then you saw that it went for 5 minutes, then you may take a decision not to have timestamp. In that case, you can have a 0 to 5 minutes. But still, if you break it like 0 to 2, then it will be helpful for the other person to check it. Maybe you can write in the bracket, not something like this. See, what you can do in the bracket only, in the continuity, in the paragraph, you can put a bracket and you can write till 2 minutes 45 seconds. So can you do like that? Am I making myself clear to you?
Ma'am, can you send one example along with this template?
Yes, I'll show you one template. I think we have one template now. So it was there in the RSV file. I could not import it. Okay, let me show you one example. So just a sec.
It can be sent along with the template, ma'am, which you're going to send it now. Maybe that will be better.
Maybe I'll show you here what you can do. I'll show you one transcript. Let me. I'll put no. There's no interview na here. So like in this case, so already this transcription, it was done by Neha, and you can see here, like she has divided it in 0 to 5 minutes, okay? And if you come down, so you can see the question ended here. So interviewer is asking, so you are helping nature from before, not here. Let me see 5. Yes. So here the respondent is saying, so for vaccination, I vaccinate the newborn for up to 24 hours. In ANC, if a woman comes for injections, we inquire her name, gestational month, and whether taken tetanus injections. The respondent is continued here. You can say, as soon as they got pregnant. But again, R is started. Because for the prevention from tetanus, it would be better if taken as early as possible. So can you see this? This response is started with R and this has ended here after 5 minutes. But again, if you divide like this, then I can check. So you can do like this, or what could have been done, even like it could have been extended like 5 minutes, maybe 10 seconds. And this whole thing could have come here also, like here. Then this response would have been ended. And then again, it started with this I. Is it clear to you?
Okay, ma'am. Something like this can be shared, ma'am, for us to begin with.
Yes. It will be shared to you. This template will be shared to you. This timestamp template. And I will send you one more template where it was not divided like this. It was in the continuity, and in the bracket, that person mentioned the time that it is up till 5 minutes 40 seconds, and then in the next it was up till 10 minutes, like 30 seconds, something like that. So it can be in the continuity, but for the RSV we use this template because just for the quality check, and for if you want to come back to the transcript if you have left, because many times what you will do, that you don't do the transcript in one go. It is a very tedious task. If you once you do it, you will realize that it is a little tedious task, that you have to listen many times and then keep writing maybe typing. You can use the diction property of Microsoft also. We use it quite often. There's a diction property where you speak and then the computer, this word will type it. You don't need to type. So if you enable that option in your computer, and then you can simultaneously do the transcription. But you will not, generally we don't do all the transcription in single go. We keep on leaving it in between and then again coming back maybe tomorrow, maybe, because generally the interview duration is for 30 minutes to 1 hour. So it takes around, approximately 6 to 8 hours, and you cannot sit in attentively for so long hours. So you need to come back to your transcription work. That's why these timestamp will help you, and it will not take that time where you were there and locating the particular audio file up till what level you did the transcription. So how should you transcribe the interview? We have shown this. This is again same template. So there are some general rules to do the transcription, and that general rule is don't try to change the sentence. Don't write interpretation. Like whatever the person is saying, you have to use the exact verbatim. It's not like that what you have interpreted. You don't have to write your interpretation out of that conversation. You have to write the exact conversation in the exact verbatim. Then only your transcription, this thing will be, perfect. Because remember what we said, it's the world's view. You are taking the multiple perspective. And if you don't capture the exact words, what the people have said, then it will not be able to reflect the exact world's view. Okay. So I think we can, are there any questions on all these topics like transcription and FGT, because there was no in between question session answer.
Ma'am, what is member checking?
What is?
Member checking.
Member checking is like you just number how many people you have invited, and you check on each people whether they are responding or not. There is some disturbance.
You have been muted.
Sorry, I think there was some disturbance going on. Amit ka hai kya? Nahin. Okay, is it so member checking, like you send the transcript back to the people to check their transcript, whom you have invited. Like you have invited few people to be a member in your FGD or to be a member in your in-depth interview. So you sent your transcript back to those people to check for the responses. And before coding them, you want to show them, or that is an ethical issue also. So because it is difficult for them to recall the exact verbatim which they said during the interview. So member checking is like you send those verbatim or the transcript back to those people and then tell them that this is the recorded version of their interview. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else? Any other query? Okay, if not,
the template is still, I think it's not shared. Maybe subsequently it will be shared, no, ma'am.
It'll be. Don't worry. It will be shared. Any other, apart from sharing the documentation, because that will be shared. There might be some delay maybe, but it will be shared.
Ma'am, one more query.
Yeah.
There was a term, these terms, exact verbatim and clean verbatim.
Yes.
So when we say we are taking only audio files,
okay.
So when we say it's let us say it's a exact verbatim, that means we are noting each and every word, no?
Yes.
And what will be the clean verbatim then, ma'am?
In clean verbatim, what happens now? Like you said, some pause, and there is a prolonged pause. So you write in the exact verbatim that the respondent paused for maybe 3 seconds, or there was a long pause, and then you start writing it. But clean verbatim is you remove all these pauses, dash, and etc. And it is just the response.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So,
Ma'am, I have one question.
ma'am, these pauses and all, whether these are also coded, ma'am.
Generally, it depends if you are doing an interpretive. See, in the methods, we read about the qualitative, descriptive, and interpretive. So maybe in the interpretive, like if you are doing a phenomenology or narrative, so that long pause, if you want to go into the depth of it, then you generally, you have to code it. But in health, generally that qualitative, descriptive is there. So in that case, if you want to code it, it is up to you. It is up to the researcher. Like if somebody is mentioning the plight of, standing in a long queue and he was giving a big pause, showing that he was deeply saddened by, waiting for 3 hours outside, then obviously you have to code that, pause also.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, can I ask one question, ma'am?
Yeah, please.
Ma'am, whether this transcription and translation can go hand in hand. For example, if we are going to collect information from a Hindi, like some other language, anyway, we have to convert it into English. No? So can we hear the audio tape and can directly write the notes as English, or whether we have to write it in Hindi, then translate it to English?
Ideally, if the person who is doing the transcription, he is well versed with both the languages, then he should directly write in English, like what we do. We know Hindi and we know English also. And my team also, what they do, they directly listen it in the Hindi and then they convert in the English and then type in the English. So that can be done because you know both the languages. So if the person knows both the languages, this transcription and translation, it can be done simultaneously in one go. That should be done.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Any other question? Okay, so if there are no queries, so what is the today's assignment? We will share the template with you and you have to complete your transcription work, and you have to do that because it is in English, so there's no problem. You can directly do the transcription and kindly share your audio file as well as transcription, both to us, and the deadline is? Okay, so deadline, it will be communicated to you. Preferably try doing it on Sunday, today and Sunday, because then on that transcript, you will be doing your coding, which will be done on QDA minor, and we'll start coding process from Monday. That is on day 3. Okay, so complete that work so that you should be able to go along with the pace which we are running. Okay. So if there are no queries, can we conclude the session now? Okay, so thank you so much to all of you and happy weekend.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.